Hello and welcome to episode 31 of Gunpla Club. We've taken an extended break, so it's been a few months since the last one, and before that we did a live thing. I don't think everyone watched it, but let me introduce you. It's a very special episode because it's a little bit different. So, as always, we have Callum Gunn calling in from Berlin, Germany.
Hello, thanks for having me as usual.
William Potter, he resides in somewhere in London, I believe it's the south.
I reside and I'm alive.
And we've got our good mate Bambi, friend of the show. He's calling on for the first time.
It's a jolly pleasure to be here, thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, how's it been, lads? How's everyone been? Like, it's been a harsh lockdown.
The thing that has really surprised me is that despite having way more free time, I've built even less Gunpla.
Yeah, I had a little phase there where I was just like, I'm going to make everything. And I blasted through everything in my backlog. But after that, it's been kind of rough. I will get onto it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm building one now.
Right now?
Right now, I know.
Oh my God.
Somebody stop me.
Holy shit. Callum, what are you building?
I'm building the real grade crossbone X1.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, this is nice. It weirdly, I ordered it about 2 weeks ago, something like that. Can you guys remember?
You
I can't
bastard.
remember.
I ordered
Yeah.
one 4 months ago and it arrived last week.
Oh,
Yeah, I got mine super quickly. And so far, I'm building it now. I'm building the waist. I'm going out of step with the manual here. I've built the backpack, which is a core fighter, which is not one of the worst core fighters.
No,
Would you believe?
I like its boosters. So it's split into 4, and that makes the whole X thing, right?
Yeah, it's like the big. Yeah, it's the defining feature. Apart from the cape, which I've yet to build,
It's the
but I'm looking
crossing
forward to that.
crossbone. Otherwise, it'd just be bone Gundam.
Exactly. And I've got the torso and the head here, and it's got a rather fetching tiny skull on the forehead, much like myself.
How's it been then? Because I've only built the core fighter. I've not built the rest. Like, it's a pretty small boy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's really good. I'm
Yeah.
always saying I'm such a sucker for RGs, but this is knocking it out the proverbial park again.
In what sense?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's got some nice colour separation. It's a nice deep blue, which is not always the best plastic to work with, but it seems like it's okay. And it's got like the new RG mechanics, like undergated parts, all that good gear.
It's
The
part of
manual's
the Gunpla Evolution project, isn't it? So,
yeah,
this is
big
their
time.
extreme detail model, right?
Yeah. If anything, it's a little too detailed. I got a massive fright from that skull and crossbones. God, scary stuff.
The
So
terrifying
the crossbone is a bit smaller than your regular suit, isn't it? Is that sort of obvious?
It's late UC, isn't it? So, because late UC, all the suits get sort of smaller, don't they? So, like the F91 and crossbone and that.
I ended up not liking that about the F91 though. It just looks a bit pathetic.
Well,
But
the high
does
grade, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit basic, isn't it? So,
Yeah, the RG's nice though.
yeah.
Of the
it's got-
F91.
with the extreme detail.
Oh, the MG, I mean. I said RG, what a dumbass.
I've not built the MG. I've heard it's bad.
The MG's good. I've got it somewhere. I enjoyed it. Even the box of the crossbone is like, yeah, he's just like a small lad. It's fine though. It's still RG, guys. Like, it completely destroys him like so many hecklers.
I can't wait to make the inner frame on that sort of fucking tiny motherfucking kit. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it. It just kind of fucks me up in the head.
I haven't even looked at the legs yet, actually. It's taking a look here. It doesn't look too bad at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like, yeah, pretty minimal inner frame, to be honest.
Fair fucks. But
There you go.
if it
The
works,
verdict's in.
I've been building the fucking. So I've had a lockdown journey, lads.
You have, haven't you?
As I said, I blasted through all of my backlog some months ago. So I built the Turn A, I built the double Zeta car, I built various other things that I can't remember making. And as a result, I had no kits. But now I have a MG Mark II 2.0. We've got an MG Zeta 2.0.
Nice.
I've got a real great crossbow that I'm making.
Is that Char's Zaku? No, the Zeta.
Zeta, yeah.
Misheard. I'll cut that out. Look like a fucking prick.
Yeah, man.
What are you on about, mate? Do you know what a Gundam is?
Is that Char's Zeta? Fucking loser.
Suddenly became English for that.
Yeah, I can't help it. Anytime I want to make myself look bad, I go, oh, well, what am I like?
Jesus. Though I bought a RG crossbow, which I'm making now, and I bought an RG Force Impulse as
Bloody
well.
hell, you've restocked.
But I've also done something else, which might be a silly idea. So I noticed that Samuel Decal had like a big, perfect grade Exia in stock by Daban, so it's like a knockoff, isn't it?
Sirens in the distance.
Yeah, fuck.
It's time for illegal kit news.
It comes with all the repair parts and the avalanche parts, and I was like, well, I just kind of want the Exia. So I sent him a message, old Mr. Samuel Decal, and he split it all out for me and halved the price. Like, so the base Exia and the LEDs cost me, what, 80 quid?
Hey, that's not bad, you know.
Yeah, it is.
I know what money is.
Yeah.
And that's good money.
It's good for the amount of fucking plastic that came through to my door.
And the legit one is what? 300 quid?
It's like 300
Oh.
quid. Yeah, it's like £300.
That's money.
The one
So-
Sam bought before he died.
Yeah, before he
Sean knows
died.
what money is too.
Rest in
I
peace.
believe he's posthumously built it now, though. It looks pretty good.
More on that later.
But fucking hell. So I booked 4 days off work. Well, 2 days off work over the weekend. Right. And I was
4
like,
or 2, make your mind up.
Just shut up. I know numbers.
Get your story straight, Cummings.
Right. So on my first day off, I was like, I'm going to blast through this PGX here, and by the end of it, it's going to be all built. So the first bit of the X is you're making the stand, right? And you got to wire up all the LED modules through it. And because it's the band, the moulding's kind of off. So one of the tolerances between the wires, like a wire channel, like severed the wire for the LED, and this is like the main fucking one. So, like 10 minutes in to me making this perfect grade X here, I immediately fuck it up by severing the cable, like completely. And it's like beyond repair. Like I've tried to patch the cable, it's just not happening. But luckily enough, a kind soul in the UK Gunpla Modelers Facebook group is sending me another LED set.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got one of the third-party ones. He bought 3 because he thought they didn't work properly, but they did. So he just had them. So
So is this costing you extra on top of your...
80 quid. Yeah, he charged me £30 for the LED set, but Bandai's charging £150 for some fucking lights. So.
God, that is insane.
It's nuts. It's stupid. Like, it's lights.
LEDs as well, which are like famously cheap.
Yeah, innit? Like I've LED'd up my entire computer for about £2. So, like,
It's also on fire, but it looks great.
it's right. So, shall we get onto some news and some new kits? My boys?
Yeah, go on then. I feel like there's a million things.
There's a lot of
to talk
shit
about.
on this list.
Been a little while.
We could halve it by not talking about P Bandai.
But I want to talk about it because some of them are really cool.
Okay. And Bambi, I think we've explained P Bandai, but if there's anything that we start talking about that's like too inside of baseball, even though you've done an excellent job of catching up on Gundam and what
Thank
it's all
you.
about.
Oh, we should say Bambi is pretty new to Gundam.
Yeah, no idea really.
So do you want to give us a primer on your history?
It's up until about a month ago, 0, I think. I was introduced by the sadly lost Sam Smith to some Gundam content, and I've just been watching the movies, and I'm about 20 episodes into Zeta, and that's about it so far. Oh, playing the game a lot, the new game, which we'll talk about later. So a lot of what you just said in the last 20 minutes gone right over my head. I know the crossbow's got a cape, Is it a multi-part cape or is it a single-part cape? That's
it's a
what
multi-part cape, my
It's a
friend.
multi-part
multi-part.
cape. Okay, that's very important. But
We're
apart from
fancy
that,
around here.
yeah, no idea. So I'll ask some questions later. I'm taking notes.
So, on to news and new kit news. Our first story is a new 1-to-1 Gundam is to be erected. And
choice of words.
erected Gundam. And in the most free country of them all, the Freedom Gundam is going to be built in China in 2021. And apparently, it's going to be following the blueprint of the real grade Freedom that's already out.
So bits are going to fall off it like every time.
It's going to fucking go.
Just becomes a hazard.
That's cool. Like, are they going to just plop Gundams around the world, I wonder? Like, that would be nice.
Look, I've not seen the Seed, but is this like...
This is one of
Is
the
this
most
really
popular?
popular?
This is one of the most popular Gundams. Like, I'd put, like, on the most popular Gundam scale, I'd be like, it's RX-78-2, it's Freedom,
Exactly.
it's Unicorn, and Wing Zero Custom. Those are the top 4 Gundams, I'd say. So, I don't know how they'd ever make a real Wing Zero Custom, because it has real fucking wings, so, you know, whatevs.
Well, wings can be found in nature. So
Yeah, not a fucking
It's not
20 metre
outside the
one
realm.
unless you're a dinosaur, Callum.
maybe I am.
Anyway, I'd like to see it. They got that new one coming up in Yokohama, and I've been following it quite closely.
Yeah, they've been... It's not them releasing the photos, I suppose. It's just curious nerds.
Yeah, it's not open yet.
But
It was supposed
that's
to
looking
be.
cool.
It looks great. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing it moving is stupid. It's like crazy. Like, I cannot wait to go and visit him when I can. My son, my 18-metre long moving son.
So it just sort of walks in place, though, right? It sort of just
He doesn't
lifts
actually
its-
walk freely. He's like hoisted. Like Gundam Info have released like a documentary series. It's all English subbed about how they've made it.
Oh,
and,
right.
Oh, cool.
engineering it. It's really good. Like yeah. I'd give it a watch on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, what's the URL for that?
I don't know. Search Gundam Info in YouTube and it'll come
No,
up.
the first bit. YouTube is a... doesn't matter.
What you need to type is in youporn.com and that should take you to
Okay,
the right
cool.
place.
It's a little Scott Pilgrim joke there. With the Amazon.ca. What website is that?
Man, that film's 10 years old.
It is. I
Is
feel
it?
very old.
Oh,
I was 16 and I thought it was really cool because I really liked that film and I got all the jokes.
I do love that during a global pandemic, Japan has, grit their teeth, persevered, and carried on building a giant robot for children. Like
Yep.
it's, pretty admirable.
Not to be outdone, China has announced its own.
Proclaiming it to be the freest of all Gundams. As ever, we've recorded this podcast in a bad spot because our second news story is there is a massive new Gunpla announcement coming in fall 2020. It's probably going to be that new perfect grade that they announced. The perfect grade unleashed. If we can
yes.
cast our minds back to the last time we recorded.
They like putting like extra words on the end of the grade, and I just get confused. It's like, what is it? What does it do? What's different about it?
So, on to actual kits then. We've got 2 new Vercars that have been announced. So, we've been out of the game a while, lads.
God's sake.
Jesus.
So, we've got a new grade, which is Master Grade Extreme.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, it's not just a master grade.
It's not just
a
Master
master
Grade
grade for a car.
It's Master Grade Extreme Vercar. Please.
What? Why? Who cares?
And
So-
it's not only that, but it's another unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
We don't
Bambi,
have enough of these.
who might not know, Vercar means it's just the guy who's designed it, and he designs really good kits.
thank you.
So he's done a Vercar unicorn already, right?
Unicorn Vercar came out a long time ago. Let me just check.
Like, was that before the OVAs and
Yeah.
everything?
because
So this one looks like it has LEDs. Maybe that's the difference. That's the
it's a
extreme
new
part.
mold. So Unicorn Vercar came out in 2007.
Oh wow!
Oh.
So that predates the OVA by 2 years.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the OVA came out in 2009
Well, then how did they have the unicorn?
because it was a novel. Unicorn was a novel that got
that's
adapted
right.
into an OVA, but it was really. It's like Hathaway's Flash now.
Wasn't it like really racist as well? And then they had to
Yeah,
change
it was. Good old
Welcome
senile
to this
Tomino.
wonderful hobby, Sean.
Let's get on to the Unicorn Vercar Extreme Master Grade. Fucking, I don't know.
I'm up for this though because they did
It
a
looks-
PG unicorn that lit up, and I
Yeah,
was like,
but
that's
this
too
comes
expensive.
with the hanger that the unicorn busts out of as well.
It looks stunning, to be fair.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, all the
It took me a while
LEDs.
to warm up to the unicorn, but oof, those glowy bits.
So it looks like the psycho frame inside is clear because you can turn it into like the green form of the unicorn as well as the destroy mode. And it comes with a separate stand for 3 shields that all individually light up.
Do you get 3 shields with it?
Yeah.
I imagine it's expensive.
Do you want to know the damage on this fucker?
Oh, is there a price?
Yeah, there is a price, and it's unreadable on the website that I linked you to. It's 25,300 yen.
Oh my god!
£182 sterling at time of recording.
That's a lot for an MG.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That's pretty much double.
I mean, Bandai also seem to think that LEDs cost a lot of money.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really strange. I'm sure it will calm down as they start to make more stuff like
It's
this.
weird though, isn't it? It's like, who told them they could charge that much for LEDs?
So the original Unicorn Vercar came out at 5,500 yen.
Wow.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so it's 4 times as much.
Okay.
That's insane. Do you reckon in Japan they're like us here with Freddos? They're like, oh, can't believe the price of LEDs. They used to be 10p.
We need to do some deep dive research onto the cost of LEDs in Japan.
Back when I was a lad, LEDs were 10 a penny.
Fucking hell, it looks good though. It looks so good,
It
but
does. I've been waiting for a unicorn as well.
I don't love the unicorn, but this looks fucking sick. Like,
Yeah, what was the last one? The RG?
yeah, the RG has a LED version as well that you can
Oh.
get. Yes,
But then that's going to be tiny.
it is small, but the RG unicorn is one of the best kits. So.
They sell the RG unicorn at the shop across from my work. So, one day, baby, one day.
Not the
How have you
Banshee.
not bought that?
So they've also, speaking of RG Unicorn, there's a Gundam base limited, so it's only sold at the Gundam base shops, of the RG Unicorn that comes like fully loaded out with every fucking accessory the Unicorn has ever had,
Oh, wow.
with a blue frame, and it costs like 10,000 yen. It's fucking ridiculous.
Phenomenal.
Anyway, on to our next Vercar. And remember that big list of popular Gundams I gave you? What is the next most popular Gundam? It's the Wing Zero Endless Waltz Vercar.
Okay, I'm excited to see this.
So there is a Wing.
Decent price.
The price is 6,000.
6,050 yen.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So we only have this box art.
Yeah, we only have the lineup, but it looks pretty good. Like, I'm alright with that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Wings look like such a hassle, though.
On the RG, they were good. Like, they were fine. But
Yeah, I like the RG of that.
yeah, your mileage may vary. Well, we don't know what this one's like. So this also has a kit, believe it or not, from 2004, a master grade. So, but that one was 4,000, so 6,500 for a Vercar is pretty standard now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. It just looks good. It looks good, but I have no desire to build another one of those. So, if you thought the Unicorn Vercar was crazy, the next item on our list is a 1:144 scale RX 78-2
What?
Gundarium alloy Gundam. So this is cast in metal. I believe.
How are your clippers going to get through that?
I don't think you clip them off, do you? Maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah, there's little sprues, man. There's sprues on the pictures.
What the hell?
It has sprues, but it's made out of metal. What the fuck do you cut them out with?
Metal injection molding. The kit's exterior armor is fully molded in metal. That's insane.
Oh, okay. So it's got a separate little tray of the metal bits, and then it's got the rest.
Oh, so it's got like a frame, and the metal bits go on top. Then.
Right, that's quite cool, actually.
It looks really
comes
nice. It looks really cool.
Comes in a matte black box, which I would buy the box.
The G40th came in a matte black box, and that was fucking banging.
The price, however...
The price is a cool 220,000 Japanese yen. That's about £1,500, £1,600.
I mean, my car costs less than that, and it's got a lot more metal, so...
Please subscribe to our Patreon so we can buy one and share it among us.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's nuts, huh?
I look forward to seeing reviews of it or something, though. Just
some motherfucker will
I want to know what's going on.
So the next two bits on our list are both P Bandai, for now anyway. So the Yokohama Gundam has a different design, and because it has a different design, it has two new model kits, one in 1/100 and one in 1/144 of the Yokohama Gundam. And I don't know if I like this, guys. I don't think I
do.
like it.
It's got a lot of lines, and I like lines.
I think when we said this in our little chat that we've got, Sam said it looks like it's been drawn on, and I have to agree. I think the 1/100 looks cool. I think the 1/144 will be a mess.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the bigger scale does lend itself better to that amount of detail. Like, it looks like maybe too much.
The lines almost look like too thick on the
cell shading.
1/144. Yeah.
It does, yeah. Maybe someone's just gone on with a Sharpie and just that's why it looks so bad.
The thing is that the 1/100 comes with like a normal stand, but the 1/144 comes with the like Gundam dock little hanger base. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is... Who has the space for that, though? That is massive.
When you have a Gundam room, you have the space for anything, don't you?
All right.
Our next bit is P Bandai Master Grade. That should not be P Bandai. Because fuck you. Do you remember the Stormbringer?
Nope.
Indeed.
It was from... Don't you remember? We read out a bit of that fucking novel that was published online, Will.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Was it like Gimli and Balls or something?
Gim and Balls World Challenge.
Sorry?
Horny fan fiction that was official.
Yeah, it was the horny fanfiction that was official. That was very badly translated.
Gim and Balls is what we're saying. Just as someone that hasn't seen this before.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to get used to this weird name.
Okay, no. I'm not judging. Gim and Balls.
Gim and Balls.
Give me Balls, no bother.
This is the full armor Stormbringer that also comes with a gym head, and it looks fucking sick.
That does look nice.
I love the look of this thing. Like, I liked the Stormbringer before, but it looks so much better with that GM head and that all heavy armor type shit. Like, stuff like this should be normal release. Like, there's no need to make it P Bandai. Like, people will buy this.
Briefest second there, I forgot it was P Bandai, and I was like, oh yeah. And now I'm just sad.
Every time we record, we just get sad about P Bandai for about 20 minutes.
This looks rad, even down to the cool camel background.
On to the next one is Bandai reacting to a third party. So Dragon Momoko, or MJH as they are now called, released a Testament Gundam, which is one from Seed Astray manga, and it proved to be immensely popular. So Bandai have created their own and made it P Bandai in true Bandai fashion. Now this is
looks
coming
like
out.
an allergic reaction more than anything. If I'm honest.
It looks like a wasp. It's just red. It's the same red everywhere. I hate it.
It's a bit much.
I like its little arm thing, but that's the only thing I like. Like, everything else can fuck off.
It's got silly heels on.
It's got massive heels. How is he going to run around?
Dunno.
The reds are not quite matching. They're close enough to match, but not quite close enough to look like natural. It's kind of a bit triggering in a way. I'm going to stop looking at it.
Over designed, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. If everything wasn't just like dipped in red, then I might like it a bit more. But on to our next P Bandai piece. It's the real grade Sword Impulse Gundam, and I hate Bandai so much because I love the Impulse.
This is wicked.
And I like the Sword Impulse specifically. Like the Sword Impulse Master Grade is normal, right? Is a normal release, but the real grade is a P Bandai release for some reason. Fucking hate it. It looks so good. I want one really badly, but.
So how would you describe this?
It's got massive swords, and it's red, but not too red.
Just red enough.
Yeah, I like it.
It's got a kite as well. He's flying a kite at some point.
That's a boomerang. It's a giant 20-meter boomerang.
Okay then. It does look very cool. Like, we can complain about P Bandai. Has it got any easier for us to get them over here? I've noticed Hobby Frontline seemed to stock them. They are like quite expensive though.
So I ordered my first P Bandai during lockdown as well.
Ooh.
I ordered the high grade Hyventley 2 Ra from Advance of Zeta. I'll paste it.
I have no idea what you just said.
It looks so good.
Looks like a load of conjoined magpies.
So yeah, that's the Hyventley 2 Ra. It looks so fucking sick, and we never see Advance of Zeta stuff come out normally. So I thought, if I get one Advance of Zeta, it's going to be the best one, and this is the best one.
I would have called that Hazenflay 2 Ra.
Hazenflay 2 Ra.
And this, just double checking that this page isn't being translated.
Yeah, I ordered this P Bandai one, but I ordered it from a site called Side 7 Exports. And they get all of the... so it's just a dude who lives in Japan, basically, that likes to go to the Gundam front. And he runs a shop, and all the P Bandai is way cheaper than anywhere else I've found.
Cool.
Awesome.
Shipping might take longer, I've been warned. But I'm in no rush. I've got a big pile of kits. So if you're after P Bandai, that's a little shout out to Side 7 Exports. We'll see if everything arrives properly and well packed, but I've heard only good things.
Thought Side 7 got blown up.
Before Side 7 got blown up.
Oh, spoilers. Wait, no, I've seen that.
And the last one, our last P Bandai piece for the show, is a Gundam Plutone. So this is from a 00 prequel manga, and it's really nice. Like,
I like this a lot.
Nice.
This should be a normal release again. Like, it just looks fit. It's got little GN cables hanging out from the back of it.
Is that a prequel thing for 00?
It's like a
Cables.
prototype Gundam. Before,
Right.
like, I think the Gundams we saw in 00 were the 4th generation Gundams, so there's like 3 whole others that we've not seen.
So for Bambi, for your context, in 00, the Gundams have these things called GN drives, which are like basically big nuclear engines on the back of their suits that power them. So I guess this is like an early prototype, right?
Yeah, that's why, they've got all the cables hanging out from the back of it, because the
It looks very
Exia,
cool.
like, refines that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
If those lit up, that would look awesome.
Yeah,
I'm guessing they don't.
Yeah, it's a shame we've not seen this in a master grade, but I'm happy that it's a model kit. And this is the kind of thing that is fine to be P Bandai, in my opinion. Like,
It's got shades of G-Self about it.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. Like, is it the
It's
head?
a round head.
I think the head
Yeah,
shape,
it's the head.
Wee baldy baby head. You know when babies are born and their skulls are just super weak.
Squishy.
Yeah.
Weak stuff.
And you look at the top of a baby's head and you see it move in. It's weird, man.
Love just laughing at babies and their shit, weird, weak heads.
Yeah, they're just so weak, these stupid babies. what fun we have and what fun we cut out of the podcast.
Moving on swiftly, we have, believe it or not, Build Divers Re-Rise is still happening.
Oh my god, yeah, I get phone notifications that the episodes are about to premiere.
People say it's good. I don't know about that.
These people, though.
I don't
Do you trust them?
No.
Would you trust them with your life? Would you trust them with your wallet?
No, it's bad. We have Gundam Anima Rise, which is coming out in August. It's a high grade. And it's like got little Voltron stamps all over it.
Oh boy.
Weird.
So it's just a core Gundam. And it seems to have some super robot thing about it. It looks cool. But it's just the same fucking core Gundam looking thing. I don't like it.
Not into it, I'm afraid.
Nah.
It's a bit Sentai.
All right.
Yeah.
How about another Re-Rise? Yeah? We've got Tri-Age Magnum. Now, I like the look of this quite a bit.
Oh!
This looks cool. This guy, he's a lad. He's got a big sword and a cape. Like, this is ticking all my boxes.
And
In
he's
one of the
not
pictures,
afraid
he's
to
got
wear
like
the cape.
He's
a
not
credit
afraid.
card.
I like it. It's nice. This is a good design. Well done, Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. You
He's a big
finally
fan.
managed it.
Big fan of this second last image here, which depicts what seems to be a slither of forgotten plastic on a stand.
It
It's
looks
the smallest thing
terrible.
of all time.
It looks terrible. Why did they do that? I don't get it.
So they could re-rise the build.
Moving
thanks.
swiftly onwards, we've got the high-grade Gundam Hajiraboshi from Iron Blooded Orphans. This is from the smartphone game Urdur Hunt, which was cancelled and will never come out.
Sorry, just to repeat for you, Bambi. Urdur Hunt.
Urdur Hunt. Okay.
Urdur.
I don't
it's
like
got-
this at all.
It's a game set in Cornwall.
Urdur Hunt.
This looks shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
this looks just honking. Like, it looks terrible. What happened?
Pathetic!
It's got a little smartphone nib stylus attachment. Maybe that's the tie-in.
Fuck this. That looks terrible. Yeah, fucking hell.
A designated rifle is included.
This is like, I don't get
a
it. Like,
shield with moving claws that open on both sides, and a gimmick where a needle is shot out is included. Think of the fun you could be having with Hajiroboshi.
you remember all that cool P Bandai stuff we looked at that we can't have because it's too expensive?
Yeah.
This is the shit we get.
Yeah.
Moving onwards, we've got a wing kit. They're coming out with a few
Yes.
more new wing kits.
Oh,
They've got
okay.
the Heavy Arms HGAC 1-144. This looks good.
Whoa.
I like this.
This looks very cool. This looks exactly like the old Heavy Arms action figure I had. And
you
Yeah, it
gonna
looks
get
like
it, Will?
kind
a
of
transformer. I said the T word.
God damn it, not again. I like this. I don't know, because there's an MG, isn't there, that is a bit beefier, or at least it
Yeah,
looks beefier.
it's nice to have it in high grade either way. Like,
Yeah, it looks cool. It's very sort of refined and quite trim. It's not too... Because some Heavy Arms are just like literally
just
every
guns.
surface. there
More
is a gun.
guns than mobile suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whereas this actually looks like a mobile suit.
I like it. Yeah, good, cheap and cheerful. Perfect. So moving on again, we've got more Haropla coming out.
Has anyone actually been getting the Harrow kits? I just got the first one, the like standard green one.
I've got a green one, and I got Freya the pink one from Seed because she likes Seed. And now she's realised that all of the bases attach to each other, and
Right.
she's fucked now. That's it. Like, she wants the little panda men as well. Like,
Oh god!
The bear guys and panda guys and all that.
But this latest one, Harrow Fitter, it looks like it's in some kind of baby's chair. Like, not
like a
being
little
funny.
baby bouncer.
This does look like the Fisher Price for Harrow.
It's got a little
And he
keyboard
doesn't
inside
look
it.
very pleased about it either. He's sort of got eyes that yearn to be free.
Kill me.
Help me or kill me.
Do you remember the Harrow loader that came out that was just a fucking aliens thing?
Oh,
That was
yeah,
awesome.
The
that was
aliens' power
cool.
armor. That looked fucking sick. This is baby shit in comparison.
That seems stylish. This is like, I don't have any Gunpla or anything, but like I would have mine posed in like, a like powerful way, like legs displayed, guns out and stuff like that. What are you going to do with this one apart from threateningly like repaint a wall? Like it's really
I think that's
strange.
the point, though. I think that's the thing. Is that it's like a maintenance.
Oh, it's the ironic purchase.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
got like a little computer inside it.
All
It's
right.
got a little keyboard.
I think the
Further.
point
It's
is
got
that
cherry red switches on that thing.
I'm all about cherry blues. I'm afraid, Callum.
I'm sorry. I don't keep up.
I've been getting really into keyboards. It's bad. Lastly, on our new kit news is a new grade again. We've got entry grade RX-78-2. Entry grade. I'm going to read the summary. To celebrate Gunpla 40th anniversary, Bandai Spirits has announced the release of new version of entry grade 1144 RX-78-2 Gundam. The kit welcomes new variety of gimmicks and style in building Gunpla. Compared to the other first grades and any other basic grade models, this kit offers extended articulation and great amount of detailing provided with amazing colour separation. The kit also eliminates the use of sprue cutters and the use of stickers.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
How does
that's,
It's super basic. It's like 2 runners.
Yeah, it's 2 runners. It's one
How do you not
multicolored
need
runner
cutters?
or one white colour. It's going to be that little sprue that doesn't have any gate mark on it. It's going to be like the push out one, like on the Harrow and stuff.
Oh.
Like that head though, looking at how the head goes together, that looks great. Like, yeah, I'm all for that.
770
That does look
yen.
lovely.
That's nothing. That's like £5, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super cheap. And it looks great for having like no stickers or paint. It looks fantastic. Like, I just wonder what the
Sometimes-
articulation's going to be like.
Sometimes it's nice to have a more basic model because it looks more like the anime version. Like I've got the MG
Yeah.
RX-78-2 and it's great. It looks awesome, but it doesn't really look like the thing in the anime.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, does look shit because it's like
Have you seen
40 years old.
Will, have you seen the Masquerade 2.0 of the Gundam?
I don't. Oh, I've probably seen it at some point.
Yeah,
Is that much different?
Give it a Google. It looks really cool.
Okay.
Give
Because-
it a googly.
That is the model that's based off of the anime. The Masquerade based off the anime artwork of the RX-78-2.
Right. Yeah, I quite like that. It does. Yeah. To me, that's the anime.
Yeah,
And they did an origin version as well, didn't they? Which I didn't like. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, the 2.0 is a bit like more roundy boy, way basic. It doesn't have as much surface detail,
Yeah.
but it looks great. Like that looks like the animation model to me anyway.
Yeah. I'm not really actually that fussed about like articulation and stuff. I just want it to be a cool figure that looks like the thing from the show I like.
And that's it. You figured it out. Shall we take a little break, boys, before getting onto an extended bit?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Nice.
Let's all go and have an ice cold Maxibon from the freezer.
Oh.
Oh, I can't believe in you 必ず会えるとあの日から信じていたきっと呼び合
Hello, we are back from our break where we have stopped crying over the sold outness of an excellent horror mug. And we're here to talk about some video games. So, I think a couple weeks ago, Gundam Versus finally got a Western release in the UK. So this
Yeah.
is not Gundam Versus, which released 3 years ago, Gundam Versus. This is the arcade port of Gundam Extreme Versus Maxiboost On. It has like 183 Gundams in it. We've all been playing it. I think it is single-handedly responsible for me being so jazzed about Gundam again.
I think it's for all of us, isn't it? We've all been a bit buzzed about Gundam, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's such a love letter to the game. Like, it's so good. And, because we have felt so strongly about the game, we're going to give it away to one of you.
Oh!
Lucky
Whoa.
listeners. So we've got to go for Gundam Extreme versus Maxiboost On. It is a European code. But if you're elsewhere, you can just make a PSN account and use it. So it's not that much big of a deal.
It's on the Sony PlayStation 4.
It is on the PlayStation 4. And all you need to do is to join our Discord, which you can find by visiting Twitter or the show notes. Go to the channel Maximum Bonanza and guess how long it's taken the late Sam Smith
Rest in
to
peace.
finally complete his perfect grade Exia. That's all you need to do. Moving on from that, what do you think about the game, lads?
Bloody good, innit?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's.
Do you want to give like a, if anyone's not familiar with the game and how it works, you're probably best placed to describe it.
Okay.
It's certainly not something I grew up playing.
So
the
yeah,
many
it's like a
permutations of.
part of a long-running Gundam versus series. I think it started with Gundam versus Zeta Gundam on PS2. I mean, it was always an arcade game, and ever since then, the series kind of sort of, kept gradually evolving until they released Gundam versus Gundam. This was the first game that had like crossovers between all different Gundam franchises in that sort of style. So the combat's kind of like 2v2. So you have an overall meter, a cost meter, if you will, and certain suits cost certain amounts. So if I wanted the ground Gundam, it costs 1,500, but if I wanted the Strike Freedom with all of its guns, it costs 3,000. So you have to manage your cost meter, and it's very fast paced. It's like Virtual On. It's like third person, super arcadey. You got like your basic moves, melee moves. You got to manage a boost gauge. It's really deep. It's really, really deep. It's like a fighting game, basically.
I think knowing that it's a fighting game helped me understand it a bit better, because you think of a game where you play as a Gundam and you can fly around and shoot other Gundams. You think in your head what kind of game it's going to be. But this sort of, the way it handles and behaves is quite different. Like, imagine you're playing a 3D fighting game like, a Soul Calibur, where you move around another opponent, except in this there are two other opponents, so you can switch between targets.
No, yeah,
so you can't
really
move the camera yourself. You've got to be switching between one of two targets, and that takes a while to get your head around. At least for me, it did.
And I think like a difficult part of getting into it as well is picking which mobile suit you want to kind of learn.
God,
because you can like pick one and piss about for a bit, but you've got to know what your tools are. So, like, some Gundams have, like, big beams, which I think you, Bambi, really like, right?
Mm-hmm. I like a good, was it Garobi?
Yeah, it's called a Garobi. So, why don't you explain your play style?
Okay, I like to basically annoy people into coming close and then shoot them. And then when they're far away, I like to shoot them some more. If they get close, I might tap them a little bit and then shoot them some more and then run away. So, yeah. Irritation, primarily.
So you're like a keep away kind of person.
Am, definitely.
But I'm the complete opposite. So I play the Ifrit, which is like super low cost. It does really high damage, but you just have to get in on them. Mm-hmm. So I have moves like that get in and like sort of freak people out and have super long combos and things like that. It's really good. It's really good, but it's been a sort of learning curve to get into it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a little incomprehensible.
Yeah, there's no tutorials in the game anyway. But there is a really good, I think, community one, isn't there?
Yeah, that's incredible. Like a huge Bible with very high-res animated GIFs.
Mm-hmm. Hundreds of pages. Yeah, I think that does definitely make up for the lack of clarity at the start. I think coming as someone who doesn't know nearly anything about Gundam, I was initially confused because I was like, all right, which screaming small boy am I going to be in a robot? But after a while, I think you can check for tools, you can check for like the skills, and you get used to it. It's kind of like Smash Brothers, to be honest, as a complete outsider, and sorry if this sounds heretical or anything, but the one great thing about this game is that all the moves are kind of consistently mapped on buttons, so you know that if you're going to press one shoulder button, you're going to more often than not get a melee attack, a special melee. So you know what you're doing roughly every time, and then there's the whole amount of fun of like finding out what each suit does, and there's 183 suits in this game, which is insane. If you're thinking fighting games, that's just nuts.
Yeah, I think one advantage I think we had Bambi, over you, was that we actually knew kind of what each suit did or had or was equipped with, whereas you kind of went in there not knowing, and that seems insane to me.
But it was fun. I like discovery. I think, like, as someone that likes individuality in games and like finding my own niche of annoying people, like, I think this is such a good game for it, because there is one suit for everyone, like, guaranteed. Whatever your playstyle, if it's the most melee, or if it's like just taking one pot shot every 5 minutes, I can instantly think of 2 suits for that. And it's really got me into Gundam, to be honest. As you say, that I'm super jazzed about Gundam in general, because I started this before I started watching it.
I think we're having pretty regular nights where we all play together, and we're all getting better. We're all going up in the rankings. Like, the online is kind of busted, but
yeah.
Some modes don't work.
Yes, yeah. There's quite a lot of veterans about as well. You'll find even people
killers.
There's killers, and even the non-killers are still killers by normal standards. But they're fun, and everyone seems polite and friendly. It's, you can't chat directly, but it doesn't seem like toxic. No one's spamming emotes or anything. Voice text. So
you have like pre-configured text messages you can send to your friend, like, "Oh, I need help," or "Cover me," or "I'll go forward and you stay back." And I think that really helps with it. And everyone says thank you at the end when you play a match with them, which is really nice.
Games are really quick as well, so you're not ever like too wound up over any one game.
Yeah,
like they can be super quick. Like, sometimes they feel like they're less than a minute, but other times they're these like epic, drawn out battles that you're chipping away at people for ages, or someone's just managing to cling to life for long enough, and it's like, that was really fun. I think we were playing last week, and we happened to find a suit each that we were quite enjoying, and it turned into this like marathon where we just played the same 4 suits for like over an hour, because we were like loving that setup. It just sort of happened, and we were like I remember Sam was getting frustrated with the Ifrit, was like, "Oh, I have to figure that one out," and then Bambi, you and me were like having a fight to the side and like figuring out what our suits could do, and it was just very well balanced somehow.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it helps that I think we're all sort of similar skill levels in terms of like team compositions as well. So,
and I think like I initially started playing as melee suits, like the Barbatos, because I don't know, I just thought, I don't understand, so I'm just going to swing my big hammer and punch people. But actually, as soon as someone suggested I try ranged, and I was like, the heavy arms, and it made me think a bit more about what I was doing and using the space of the arena rather than just going all out. And I found myself doing a lot better, and was like, actually, I can quite enjoy playing as range. So I then moved to like the Gunner Zaku, which is really cool because it just has these massive blasts and like 3 different assist suits. So no matter who you play, there's like a fun in figuring out what they can do and how you can use it. And I'm still being surprised today by, like, the other day I got in the Delta Plus and found out I had some cool parry, and I was like, that's awesome. And when you figure that out, you're like, oh cool, I want to do that again. So then you mess around with that one. And it's just like endless combinations of like things you can do, and then you go online and someone absolutely destroys you and you feel terrible about yourself.
My win rate has gone up significantly since I picked up the Ifrit online, I'll say. Like, people just don't know how to deal with something that's quick and can kind of freak you out a bit. Like, the damage isn't massive in comparison to a lot of the other mobile suits in the game, but once you're in there, you're fucking in. And once you're in their head, they're on tilt. Like, they're like, oh shit, I can't do that again. So it's good to sort of creep on people and kind of kill them.
The most overwhelming thing I find is just the HUD. Like, sometimes it feels like there's more HUD than there is game.
You can change that.
It's a Japanese video game, as it turns out.
There's another thing there, I think, that's worth talking about, is the amount of customization you can do. There's like, you can reskin your HUD, but it's not like 5 choices. There's 237 different HUD designs you can choose from.
Insane, isn't it?
Like,
so they go by mobile suit, and then they go by series, and then they go by faction within a series as well. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, and you can befriend a Navi. It's kind of like your, I guess,
bunny.
your Alexa for Gundam. Talks in all the menus and stuff. And if I knew any of the characters, I'd probably be like really hyped about it. But yeah, I just chose a few at random, and now I'm best friends with them.
Wait, there's more than just Haman Khan?
Well, apparently so.
I'm not so sure.
You can level up your intimacy with them as well. You get like little hearts the more you play with a Navi. So yeah, we've all enjoyed romanticizing with them. Haman Khan.
Haman Khan. Step on me. She finally stood on me the other day after I leveled up my intimacy with her. So I think we had a bit of you, Bambi, getting into Gundam. So I think we'll roll on to our feature because it kind of flows quite nicely. You played this game.
Yep.
You thought it was great.
Yep.
So what else got you into Gundam then?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I do know. I'm going to tell you why. But I mean, first, I'd like to say that I think up until a very recent point, I was utterly confused as to why Gundam was so big, if that makes sense. And this is no offense to everyone, and I'm super hyped about Gundam now. But
so why don't you tell us a bit about yourself as well, like what you're into and stuff.
So I am a miscellaneous video games industry worker. I'm sure you can find where I work if you really want to, but I have been like into like Japanese gaming and stuff like that for ages, Japanese culture and things like that. But Gundam really like passed me by, whereas I fell into more like just like video games mainly. But you know, like to me, like Gundam always seemed like a million identical robots and a lot of shouting, and that was my exposure to Gundam.
That is pretty much it.
Yeah, but there's so much more to it, and it's so like much more exciting. And like the moment you start to actually kind of dip your toes into it, like it grabs you really quickly. So I had no experience, but then I got into some chats with you guys and Sam, rest in peace, that just kind of got me even more hyped. So the advice was to watch the movies to start off with, and I had the caveat, as I'm sure everyone listening is aware, that the movies are not the best paced or edited versions of the original. Was it 1 series, 48 episodes or something like that? Yeah, so they did an incredibly admirable job condensing it all down, but it is sometimes it is confusing. I think Amuro's mum is a particularly confusing point, because at one moment she's laughing, then she's happy, then she's shouting, then she's ashamed, then she's on the floor crying, and then she's gone. And I think that's the experience that you were intended to get from Amuro's mum. Like, yeah, there's a theme, I think, in admittedly having only watched that and a couple of episodes of Zeta, that parents aren't particularly good at the moment.
You're not like a little bit into Zeta, Bambi. Like,
well,
4 is away. Like, you're in like late Zeta.
Yeah.
The speed at which you've done this is quite incredible.
I think it's a testament to like how addictive this show is. I mean, like, just from the start, like, of the movies, the animation is just superb. I didn't realize it was 79, was it, when it started? Mm-hmm. That's obscene. Like, it looks incredible for that time alone, but it still like holds its own as just something that looks just I don't know, it has such a feel to it and such a vibe, and it's just so like it feels current despite being so old as well. Like, it's very, very timeless.
I think you see a lot of tropes being established in Gundam where you've seen them elsewhere now, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, mecha in general, the lead character being, you know, in my eyes, quite a dickhead, but everyone falling in love with him. That's anime. That's like the initial anime. It's like there's always like a brunette-haired guy that is like has some imperceivable talent that he embraces suddenly, and then everyone falls in love with him. And I've seen that a million times, but in this, it's actually carried off really well, because he's like, Amuro's quite balanced. Like, everyone just slaps him about basically until he does something. And it's the same with Camille as well. Like, if he gets out of line, you know, he gets a slap or a boot and told, you know, where to get better, and you can see the improvement, and I really like that. It's quite nuanced in a way, but yeah,
surprisingly mature as well, isn't it? Like, for an early cartoon, it goes into themes and that, you know, are rarely even tackled today. Like, there's a bit where Amuro is kind of messed up and depressed because he realizes that he's, you know, from the Zeon perspective, he's, you know, caused atrocities and killed people who are loved. And it goes into a lot of things that you're like, actually, for something that came out in 1979 that was primarily used to sell toys, it's quite mature and grown up and serious than you'd expect.
Yeah, and the themes it addresses are crazy. Like, war atrocities, like the whole the grey morality you see in a lot of like Japanese TV culture and anime and things like that, of like everyone's got a motivation, and I think that's really powerful in this, especially in the movie, is that everyone does have a really well defined and driven like motivation, and you see it, and you end up feeling sympathetic for a lot of the characters that you wouldn't expect to feel sympathetic for, and there's no like standout hero as you'd see in American media of the time. It's just really cool, and it's really balanced. The movies itself like has driven me to binge watch 26 episodes of Zeta straight after that.
So how are you feeling about Zeta at the minute then?
I really enjoy that. Like I understand that the one after with double Z is a bit lighter in tone, so I'm personally a fan of the darker tone, and so I'm really enjoying this. I think like it handled a lot of things really well. Like it managed to give backstories to nearly every character that died, which I find really like impressive that they fit this into an episode. So yeah, I'm loving it. I still don't like Camille, but he's getting better. Is every child a new type? Is it just kids?
No.
Not
okay. Every child is a new type, but only certain people are new types, and they are mostly younger.
Yeah. I do find that.
What you'll find with Double Zeta is that it starts off lighthearted, and then it kicks back into full depressed mode.
Yeah, there's quite a shift.
Yeah. I think it's after the Moon episode,
through?
isn't it? Yeah, it's after the Moon episode. Straight after, it's just like, whoa!
There's a Moomin crossover.
Yeah, the Moomin crossover is a great point in Gundam history.
The Moomin crossover is when things get really dark.
That's the turning point. I mean, it's cool. I still don't know who really the bad guys are. Like AUG, like I suppose they're supposed to be like good because they're all cool and happy and perky, and you spend time with them. But they really they lean into the child labour pretty hard, don't they? Yeah. Most of their staff are children, and some that I can't stand. Fa, because she is a bad pilot. She is bad at her job. She should not. She should not trip people up and get into mechs and fly away and try and get into combat. Like if I was her superior officer, she'd be straight off. She'd be out the airlock straight away.
I guess it's out of desperation, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was a what is it, Rikoka?
Rekoa, yeah.
Rekoa, there we go. Thank you. Sorry for the heresy again, but she was available at that time. She was good, but Far was insistent, and I find that interesting that they're still using like not great child labour. But
that is a persistent theme. Like you'll find this,
and that's fine because again you're selling toys to real life like kids and adults, and I think it's good to balance the age groups out.
So what's your list after Zeta? What does that look like? Are you going to go back and check out the 90s OVAs? Are you going to spin off and watch Iron Blooded Orphans or something?
So Sam Smith, rest in peace, has done me a nice guide, and he's a UC man. I've understood what UC is now and the point of UC. So I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to give Double Z a try. Char's Counterattack as a movie apparently is pretty good. Unicorn, having looked at the Unicorn earlier today, I kind of want to see it to justify getting that ridiculous LED covered monstrosity.
That is a thing where you feel like you have to watch a series just
to
justify purchasing it. That happens quite a lot.
I do, and that's what's kind of stopped me from spending all my money right now, because I am so on, like my finger is hovering over every single like add to cart that I see, but I just haven't found one in the series I'm watching.
Do you know there's a series about building Gundams?
It's really good as well.
It's incredible. I'm watching it again.
Is that Gim and Ball's Build Divers?
It's a spin-off of it, yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing. Like once it's got you, it's got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's also very rewarding. I think like
it's a good
Double
hobby.
Zeta is a bit of a slog. The first half is not good, but it ends up as one of my favourite Gundam shows. And
absolutely,
watching it makes Unicorn more rewarding to watch because you've got sort of these snippets of things that came before. I think like it is quite daunting, isn't it? It must have been for you seeing like all these different Gundam shows. Like, where on earth do you start? Like, you literally need a guide to watch it. But it is worth it in the end.
Yeah, and I think it's it's good. It's such a good thing to have like a community. Like, I'm sure you guys have it with the people on the Discord. Shout out the Discord, and like just all the people that have helped me and talked to me about it. That there is this guide into it because it is super intimidating, but it's so rewarding when you get into it. And to go back to the original point that I said about like Gundam to me was just a load of different robots that look the same. I now understand why, like, because it's an iterative process to develop Gundam. Like the ones you see in later series are built on years and years of tech, and there's new tech introduced. We'll talk about like the GN reactor earlier, and all this tech comes in and then develops it, and you change the sizes, and I think that's just made it so much more like fascinating and interesting, and it gives it so much more context the moment you start getting into it. So yeah, like having people just to hold your hand through that is really, really good.
I mean, that's why you're here. Like, it's so good to have like a fresh perspective, because I think it reinvigorates the rest of us as well. Like, because I think over the last sort of year or so, we've become kind of jaded, right? Like, we've done less shows, we've not been as into Gundam as we have in the past. But it's fun to be excited again, right?
But you know what? Gundam's been going for 40 years, so it's not like we can be 100% all the time, because we'd literally just die.
Tomino sure ain't.
Yeah, exactly.
He is still senile and still making movies. So, Gunpla, Bambi.
Yes.
Like, talk to me. Like, what are you thinking? Where's your head at with all this?
My head
You've
at
been
is...
on this ride. You know there's plastic crack on the side,
Yep.
waiting for you to sniff it up.
Yep.
So, hit us. We know you got questions.
Sniff it up.
Just let us know.
Yeah, I'm still going through my basics right now because I don't want to commit to anything that I will get completely confused by or just go the wrong way about. I'm still looking up the basic things about grades, just to understand like what I should be looking at for my kind of like ability, I guess, with like the finer details, and two, just to like understand the value for money proposition. I guess I've been looking through them. Like, I think I'm okay with most of them, and I understand roughly what the benefits are. I still don't understand why SD grades exist and what they are. Because they are terrifying, I think. They're strange.
SD's like pretty much incomprehensible. So there's like the main like BB Senshi SDs. Then you got your Sangoku Soketsuden SDs, which are based off the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So each Gundam is a character from Romance of the Three Kingdoms. And it's quite fun to see what suit they pick for which character and things like that. They have all sorts of kind of sublines within SD as well. So you got like SD cross silhouette, and those SDs have a frame, and then you've got a different SD which is way easier to paint and like more customization leany. Like it's wild. I don't get it. Just ignore it.
I've never thought about that really before. The SD encompasses so many different sort of lines, like all these weird different kind of shapes and scales and. Archetypes. That's
SDCS is the best one. That is where you will find the best kits.
I've got an SD just under my monitor.
I have an SDCS RX78-2, and it's really good.
They also take about 5 minutes to build. For the most part.
Yeah.
I think there's been a few SD shows. Well, yeah.
There are loads of SD shows, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not like, there's a pilot in this suit. It's like the Gundam is the character, right?
Yeah, they are.
It's got
just
eyes.
Dudes.
Yeah.
And it blinks.
It's fucking
a bit like Transformers.
A Gundam blinking just fucks me up in a way that I can't comprehend right now. Like,
just wait for the live action movie. It's gonna like, this Gundam has blood.
Hello, I am Gundam Prime. Winks to the camera. Just gonna fucking die.
Okay, I'm going to avoid that then. Okay. Well, I'll steer clear of SD for now. Tools are also something that I'm not confused about. I think like kind of like the game, it's quite easy to get into it. Like the requirements for getting into this are quite low. Like I need a pair of nippers.
Yeah.
And maybe that's enough for some kits if I don't mind random bits of screws sticking out. But then there's the additional kits, and like it'd be good to ask you guys actually. Like, what gear do you guys have, and what do you kind of swear by?
I think that you can have some nippers and a craft knife, and you're good to go. You can make anything to a really good standard out of the box with just those things, I reckon.
Like for a long time, I didn't use anything else but a knife and nippers. So
As sharp as possible.
yes,
3 times as sharp as the regular craft knife.
there are like good brands of like knives and nippers to get. Like nippers less so. It's more the knife. Like you just want to get a really sharp one. Like I use a Tamiya design knife. You can also find it under the name Alpha knife.
Okay.
Those are really good. They're like surgical grade knives. They're tiny. They get into all the little cracks that you need to get to. Like I'd recommend for like a beginner, like maybe some like sandpaper of some kind or sanding stick.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
If you go down to Primark and get one of them nail buffers, you know, you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really depends, like, to what level you want to go as well. Like, you can take a HG and make it look like better than any perfect grade in terms of detail, because people go super insane with like carving their own details, adding weathering, painting parts, adding customized pieces. For me, I prefer just a straight build, so I just build out of the box. You know, there's sometimes you might need to touch up something you've not done right. So there's odd cases like that, but generally speaking, yeah, a knife and clippers is all you really need to get like
Into
a good looking thing. Yeah,
I think the step above that is probably panel lining. So like the
Yeah,
little
for sure.
grooves of details like that. That is like the single thing that you can do to make your model look significantly better for the least amount of effort.
Okay.
So I think you can get Gundam markers of a certain type that pour into these little cracks. You get ones that you can draw into. You can do it with paint. Like there's loads of different methods.
So
that
like
you can do.
shadowing and detailing. So they have different colours, or they.
No, it's more like, you know, like the little detail lines on a Gundam.
Yeah.
Like it's less for shadowing and more for just like highlighting that the panel is there, because if it's in the bare plastic, then it just doesn't stand out.
Yeah,
So-
it's for giving it some pop.
Yeah.
but you could literally just use like a drawing pen that you get from.
Yeah, one of
I was
those
about to say Holland and
Micron.
Barrett.
is
That's
that
the
right?
wrong shop.
Yeah,
But
like a
any
micro-
craft shop, you know.
Yeah.
One of those ones you get from the body shop.
All right, I'm going to the body shop. Does that exist still?
Oh shit, wrong advice.
Top
I'm
advice,
sorry.
number 1 advice, body shop.
That'd be a great challenge to like pick a shop at random, and you have to customize a Gundam with things you bought from that shop.
You know what? I don't think the body shop would do too badly, to be honest.
It'd
You
be
got your-
alright,
You
yeah.
got your nail clippers, right? Or nail scissors. You can get a little knife, I'm sure.
Yep.
Right? You get your little nail sanding bit. You ready?
Some
for the
eyeliner
races?
or something.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
makeup. I think.
Banging.
Liquid eyeliner.
Yeah, or even some like nail polish.
Yeah.
Sorted. Customize
Dang
your
it.
Gundam at the body shop. Free marketing campaign.
Yeah. Better than Greg's. For
Yeah,
Gundam.
The thing is with this stuff, Andy, is that like the sky's
Just
the limit.
panel lined with gravy.
To start off with, just get like some basic nippers, maybe a cutting mat,
I've
a
got
good
one, yeah.
knife, and a sanding stick, and something to panel line with. And I'd say that's what I'd give to you and say, okay, you'll be happy with the Gundam that you make with these tools.
Fantastic.
Yeah, don't forget to get the kit as well. That's also fairly important.
Just sitting
Yeah.
at the desk staring at a blank cutting mat for ages. Yeah, the big
all
kicker
good.
was that I was out in Japan in December, and I went to the store in Fukuoka, Canal City. I don't know if it's a flagship one, but it was large, and everything was there. And I could have bought so much. Like I had another suitcase that I didn't end up filling because I was just predicting buying a lot and then just ran out of time. But that's going to go down as one of my biggest regrets, because everything was super reasonably priced as well, because it's in Japan.
You know, got that shipping cost.
Oh man, I'm thinking
Hard.
about it.
Yeah.
I think Will did the same thing, didn't you, Will?
Yeah, I mean, I was into Gundam when I was in Japan, but not enough to like buy Gunpla. And there are photos of me like in front of hobby shops with like glass windows full of this amazing Gunpla that you probably can't find anymore. I'm just pointing at it like a massive idiot.
I bought my first ever Gunpla in Japan.
Oh, yeah?
Just the high grade Gundam when I was over there once. And then the second time I was there, I bought quite a lot more. And then shipped it back home. So I got the chance to redeem myself.
I mean, you can buy Gundams in other places that aren't Japan.
Oh
Yeah, I was going to ask, can you do this? Can you shout specific places? But do you have any recommendations?
Our go-to, I think, on the pod for a while has been Banzai Hobby. Super cheap prices, low shipping. They've never done me wrong, honestly. I think other sites like 1999.co.jp or HobbyLink Japan or HLJ, you'll struggle with if you're importing. That's not to say we don't have a few good homegrown stores. Hobby Frontline, they sell a lot of like supplies and kits and stuff, and a lot of P Bandai stuff, so a lot of the harder to get stuff from there. We've got a code with them, Gunpla Club 5 off, and you get 5% off the order.
Lovely.
They're good. I've ordered some stuff from them before. I think it's just like, it's super community based, so it's literally just a guy who's importing all this stuff over and he runs it himself. So Hobby Frontline if you don't want to wait. Banzai Hobby if you want to get cheap kits. That Side 7 export seems good, but I've yet to verify that.
Even Amazon can be decent, like depending on their stock.
I found with like COVID, like a lot of the prices are quite bumped on Amazon right now. Yeah. If you want a quick fix, Amazon Prime, you'll find stuff on there, but you will be paying for it. I guess it's know the yen price of whatever kit you're looking at. If you're shopping around and want to get it in the UK, because a lot of them mark up significantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Banzai Hobby for all your basic stuff. You can find everything there, like tools, nippers, kits. You can get started with a whole lot.
Yeah, I think in terms of which Gunpla I want first, like I'm not sure. Like I'm torn between quite a few. There's like I really like we talk about this in the break, but the gem ones, just the basic like ones I see all the time in all the episodes and the films. Just like it's kind of weird that I want the like least important mobile suits just to be on my desk.
They're cool.
Like they just seem quite cool. But I mean, there's ones I've played. The game is also like a great way to upsell Gundam, because like I've seen so many that I love the kits for now, just because I've played it in the game. Like I do kind of want the Gaia. There's a good MG Blitz as well. There's the Dynames.
Dynames is supposed to be fucking.
It looks phenomenal. Just like the articulation and the poses you can get out of it. It's just badass. Kind of Gunpla, and yeah, I've got a shopping list basically, and I'm just waiting for the right time. And I think having this discussion means that I'll probably maybe check out a couple of websites after we've recorded and
How
put in an order.
How does your significant other feel about you getting into another hobby?
She has to put up with a lot of me clicking buy buttons on things. If I look around, I have a lot of like.
Because just as like part of your personality, I've known you for a good few years now, and you go in hard. Whenever you go into something, you go in hard.
Yeah,
best way to do it, man.
Yeah, I kind of overcommit, I would say. Like I have a lot of tapes and tape Walkmans knocking about from a recent thing. I've got like random airsoft stuff, too many computer accessories, and I feel like I've taken up enough shelf space. But I'm working on a one in, one out. So I've said to the significant other, who's like the most sensible, awesome person in the world, she's very forgiving. If I sell one thing, I'll get one thing. So I've got a big list. So I think I'm okay. Like if I can get rid of 5 things, that's 5. So I've got a good solid shelf full. So I think I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's a good system, man.
The nice thing about getting Gunpla as well is you're not just buying a figure to put on your shelf to look at for 5 minutes and then you kind of forget about it. You actually have to make it. And not only does it give you more time to actually, you get some time out of what you've spent, but you also appreciate the finished product. And like, yeah, I built that, and there's, might have been a bit you struggled with, or a decision you made about which accessory it had, or whether or not to put on a sticker, where it becomes very much your own version of that suit. So it's a really nice way to have, we like buying things because we like having a physical manifestation of something we've seen on a screen that we like and think is cool.
Yeah.
And this is a way to do it that sort of takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it just seems like super, like the actual process of doing it is just such a, not a zen thing, but it's such an involved thing. And it's such like I can see doing it as kind of very much a get away from the desk, get away from work or something. Just like take a break and then just build a little bit, build an arm or something. I
think the beauty of it is that you don't have to look at a screen. So for me, it's how I get away from a screen. I build some Gundams, put a podcast on or something, and that's it.
Yeah, I got home from work, opened a little beer, put on some records, and built a little bit of the crossbow. And it's just a nice way to sort of decompress from the stress of being a lion tamer.
One of the few places Mark Zuckerberg can't collect your personal data is through building a Gundam.
It's very true. It's cool, and like I was super impressed after looking into like Gunpla and stuff, coming as like a complete outsider compared to things like hobby stuff that I used to do, like Warhammer and things like that. Like color grading is just such a huge thing. Like painting Warhammer was just the biggest faff. Any of that, like
totally.
It was too much ability for me. It took away from just like the involvement with the piece because I was too worried that I make a smudge here and there. Just having like, even on the most basic kits, is having some color grading and color separation. It just like, I don't know, it just removes such a barrier for me, and it makes it so much more intuitive to just build it out. And then you have, as you say, your customization. You can weather it. You can, like, I saw a video where they like chromed one up and made it in like another one where they had like a Joker kind of pattern on it with like laughter and stuff. And I might not condone that, but like you can it becomes an option.
What, you don't like jokes?
No, I'm a deadpan.
Why so serious? Anyway.
Oh man. But yeah, so I think like having that as an option to take it to the next level is really cool, because it's just the option. It's not you have to do it. It's not part of the thing. So
you can go as deep into it as you want. You know what I mean? Like I've like fully customized stuff before, but it's a lot of commitment, and I don't always have the time. So I end up just straight building most, if not everything, these days. So doing a bit of detailing here and there, but that's about it. Like. And it's good having that relationship with it, where you can take it as far as you want when you want, and going back when you don't.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm still waiting for a pilot that I really like. I've got a lot of like Gundam that I love the look of. They're often occurring in series I haven't seen and probably won't see, like Iron-Blooded Orphans, for a while. I might just jump into that simultaneously because I do really like the models.
I watched Iron-Blooded Orphans again the other week.
Oh yeah, how is it?
And it's all on Netflix. It's good. The dub is good as well. So if you want it on in the background, you're fine.
Okay.
That might be a good idea.
I can't say that about Build Fighters because the dub is fucking terrible. Yeah, Iron-Blooded Orphans is a good standalone. Like, all the Gundam tropes now, so it kind of turns them on its head. So that's what I'd say. If you're looking to get into something that's not UC, and you like the designs of it, Iron-Blooded Orphans is a good short and sweet one, in my opinion. And the kits are good. The kits are really good. It's recent, so it's different to something like Seed, which came out in 2002. Like, you'll look at the Blitz that you like and be like, oh, it's from 2002, and the kit's like fucking made of steel. Like,
Yeah. A lot of the ones that I main in Maxiboost, they're all very emo coloured. They're all black and red Atticus colour. I'm so old, it's showing my age talking about this. But and I kind of want a bit more colour in my life, so I'm gonna look around. I think we'll just get a load of like Sion Saku's basic ones.
Callum did the reverse.
What's his name? Rambo Rowell. Now he was a good lad.
One of the greats.
But he's 35 years old.
Build Fighters.
Yeah, he is just in Build Fighters.
Is he? Okay, where does that fit? Sorry, in the canon.
It doesn't. He's just in it.
Oh, okay.
And he's got an itchy arse a lot of the time.
He's got piles. That's his thing. Rambarali's 35-year-old, and he's got piles.
I can't believe he's 35.
If you've seen Up to Zeta, I think there's already enough frame of reference in Gundam for you to appreciate Build Fighters.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically a show that celebrates Gundam. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but instead of putting down cards that come to life, it's like Gunpla.
Yeah.
So it's all on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fantastic.
it's really
That's so
good.
I need to rewatch that. Maybe not the dub.
Not the dub. Don't watch the dub. Take it from me.
Any other questions, man? I don't like. I think you've given me quite a good setup right now. I do want to know. Like, I am a big fan of the music in this already. Like the opening theme for the first half of Zeta is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's just like, I wasn't born at the time. Well, I probably was actually, but I was like 1 year old at the time where it aired. But I feel like I live in that time whenever I listen to that music, because it's just
The Zeta soundtrack is fucking banging.
yeah, just then all the incidental music, and yeah. So are there any like soundtrack choices that I should just go and find just because they're good songs?
Turn A is
Turn A.
a weird
Yep.
and good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's totally...
It's
well,
worldy.
I guess all of Turn A
Worldy.
is.
It's like Dead Can Dance.
It's like some sort of, I don't know, it's like an ethnomusicologist's dream, kind of. It's got this sort of invented traditional music sound to it, you know? It's
Yeah.
Do you like the
feels
Nier
like
soundtrack?
something out of time.
The Nier soundtrack.
Hey, that's a good shout.
I've
'cause
never
it's a
played
lot like
Nier,
the
sorry.
Well, have you heard the soundtrack to Nier?
I've heard a couple of songs, yeah, on recommendation.
It's sort of like the Nier soundtrack.
Okay,
It's Turn A soundtrack.
cool.
It's lovely.
It should be noted that don't go looking too hard. Like, Turn A is supposed to be sort of the natural conclusion to every Gundam timeline.
Okay, all right.
So,
Maybe I'll hold off.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So
yeah,
bloody good, though.
yeah. There's some cracking tunes already, and the Maxiboost theme gets me, even though not many other people like it. No, I've got my shopping list. I'm building my basket. I think I'm good. Thank you.
victory achieved, huh? Shall we cut to a break before we do questions?
Yeah!
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Gunpla Club, where we have slowly convinced Sean Bamberger to part with his money.
Pretty much already there. Yep.
So we've got
Sticking
some
it
questions
directly in the Patreon that we don't have.
that we've only ever talked about for years. So we've got some questions from the Discord and some from Twitter. So before we go into the questions on the Discord, I just want to give a massive shout out to the English Otaku on the Discord, who's organised our current group build that we have going on. It ends, and there is a MG prize. It ends at the end of this month, so you probably don't have a lot of time. I also want to give, the English Otaku also deserves a shout out for being one of our first moderators on the Discord. Like, the place is getting big, and it's hard to find good people to keep up and pick up the slack where it's needed. So your work is appreciated. And the same goes
Very
for
much.
Ensign J. Thrash. Good old Joey is a good lad, and he's also one of our Discord mods. So, thanks for doing a bang-up job and keeping the place clean and tidy when we might not have the time to, sort of crawl through it all the time. And, of course, don't forget about our podcast. Our podcast, not our podcast. Fucked it up. Podcast. Also, don't forget to enter our competition on the Discord, where you are able to win a code for Gundam Extreme vs. Maxiboost on by guessing how long it's taken the dearly departed Sam to build his perfect grade Exia. And you can do that just by posting your entry in the Maximum Bonanza channel. And with that...
It doesn't even have to be right.
It doesn't have to be right. It
You
doesn't.
don't care.
We don't even know.
We don't care. We don't even really know how long it's taken. We're still trying to verify that information. Anyway, Discord questions. Our first one comes from Old School Skill. Now that Bandai has expanded their range with MGEX, what would you like to see added as an EX feature to the next MGEX release?
I see. So, like, as an example, the unicorn's LEDs.
I don't know, man. I want to see some fucking servo motors and something.
Oof.
Oh, you know what? That's a good shout.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like some sort of Arduino board inside a Gundam. Like some more like electronic-y stuff inside it, I guess, that can control stuff. You know?
What about, near field communication chip? So you can just load up your Oyster card, just skating about London town, just tapping a friggin' banshee off.
I'll do you one further. All right, do the LEDs. That's cool, but why don't you put in the feet of the model kit Xi charging pads so that the lights come on when you put it onto a Xi charging pad? I'll be well up for that.
That's all right.
How about Amazon Echo?
Yeah.
But it's the Gundam Harrow.
Sound would be good. That'd be nice. I think I would really like, when the new types come face to face with each other and they get that
I love it when the new
noise.
types come.
Yeah, that coming noise. No, the blinging noise, the kind of spacey bling. I want that to happen every time I walk past my Gundam, just to make me feel special, like I've connected with the pilot inside.
Lala's screaming at you.
I just want a real beam rifle.
Next one is from Gomine. What's your favourite tool? Myself.
Hey, beat me to it.
Mine is the Los Angeles band Tool.
They're good.
Mine is the Phillips screwdriver.
Mine is the fabric.
Next up is Ellipsis. If you had to give up one grade, high grade, master grade, or real grade, for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why?
SD.
You know what? Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be controversial for me to say high grade?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I
I think
shan't.
high grade's cool because you get a lot of different seats in high grade.
Yeah, but I'm at the point, and we say this on every episode, I suppose, but I just don't, it's not enough return on my time investment to build a high grade at this point. It's got to be complicated so I can...
I think I'd be happy if they killed everything but master grade, to be honest.
That would be cool too.
Just make master grades. I'll be very happy with that.
God, you're the hero we didn't know we needed.
Dustin says, who would win in a knife fight between Camille and Judo?
Judo.
Judo.
It would be Judo, wouldn't it?
He's like a million times harder and more street smart.
Judo's the double Zeta protagonist, Bambi.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't think Camille's got knife skills necessarily, considering he can't
Okay,
control
he also has
anything.
Nunchaku man.
He also has a follow-up question. Who will win in a knife fight between Callum and Will?
Who will win?
Will
Oh
would
shit!
win.
What's happening?
Will,
No, I think
Will would
Callum,
win.
You've got some
I don't know.
flexibility that I've lost. in
Callum
my-
has the speed, but Will has the power. This is the thing.
But what's more important in a knife fight, you know?
Knives.
Well said.
Very
Well
true.
said. I've actually got knives as well, so winning.
Well, you're like fucking Gabe Newell with your like knife collection.
I'm going to have like 8 knives appear from my backpack like funnels, and they're going to fly about the place, controlled by my brain.
And
I don't want to hurt you, Callum.
I'm more of a tote bag kind of man, so it's not going to happen for me.
Fair enough. I've never heard of this person. Who's Nancy Drone?
Oh yeah, it's my wife.
Nancy Drone asks, what's your favourite and least favourite type of plastic colour and or texture? I personally hate the dark grey connector colour because it shows stress marks so visibly.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Does.
Any like dark blue.
Yeah,
Oof,
dark
pretty
blue.
shit.
There's
Any
something
dark colour.
about it. Something about dark blue, but I don't know if it's just the plastic always seems like it's just that little bit less giving, you know?
It's more brittle. I think my
More
favourite
brittle.
kind of plastic is like the nice soft grey that we've started to see in the more modern kits.
Yeah.
Like, that's super nice. Like it was in on all the IBO kits. Like that was super nice plastic. I like it.
Yeah, or just your plain white, because I feel like you barely notice mistakes on those.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get away with murder.
She follows up with, "What's your ideal colour combinations on a suit?"
White and blue like Scotland flag, guys.
I don't know. I like orange.
Orange. Sassy and exciting.
man.
Red, because it goes faster.
I think.
Kind of a fan of browns and greens, to be honest. Like, I think there's some really nice earthy tones, but like the outrageous pastel of the original series stuff is also very nice. Like the pastel blues, not pastel purple. That looks horrible. That's my least favorite type of color, just from looking.
You don't like the Gyan.
Like a lilac.
Yeah, the lilac stuff like you see on the Blitz. I think that's put me off getting it because it just looks just tacky. It's really, really tacky.
Yeah, I think
Another one I hate is like anything metallic, like a shiny gold. It's like, no.
Yeah, on a
Oh
plastic.
man,
it's
come
horrible.
on. Think of the MG Hyakushiki 2.0.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
different,
That's a
though.
good one.
Yeah.
That's fine because it's plated. Like I think we're talking about the puke gold color.
Oh yeah, that's awful. And
That's
needs
fucking
to go.
sucks.
That's your Citadel paint pot bullshit. Sly
Move-
dig there at our sworn enemies.
Oh yeah, fuck Games Workshop.
Yeah, you stink.
They're worth
can't even
more
play your
than
own
British Gas, aren't they? Nuts.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
I've been in
raking
their
the
shops,
money.
man. I can tell you, there's a lot of British gas in there.
Venerable Discord moderator, the English Otaku, asks, "What's the best Gunpla to put up your bum? Asking for a friend." I don't know. Anything spiky would be a nightmare, man. Like, not the new
Oof. No.
or any seed kit.
I reckon just, can I say a Harrow
I
Plus?
was going to say that also.
A harrow or a ball. Like,
Yeah.
a ball would do good. Maybe
See,
an-
the Zacrello looks like it's, got the right sort of posture to smoothly travel up your anus.
feel-
However, it does have two big blades on the front.
I feel. You know what? All
What's the big space elevator from G-Reco? Shit. I can't
man.
remember.
You
But
know
that is
what?
a wonderful euphemism.
I think Zaku won because it doesn't have the horn and it's a bit smoother, isn't it? It doesn't have any of the spikes.
It doesn't have the horn, but
And
you
it's-
will.
I know, mate.
Or
if it
the
hits the right
Zeta
spots.
in Wave Rider mode.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, Act Guy.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Man, that'd be
the way
big.
it emerges from the deep.
that guy. Oh, Zagok would be pretty good as well. Zagok's quite decent shape on it.
You want it curved at the top, otherwise it's going to cause issues.
Xeon aquatic suits.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's. I think the secret is go Xeon, go aquatic,
There you go.
bring
Or-
lube.
Waterproof.
Now we're getting into water sports.
Right, moving on to Twitter. Spongy Material at Spoons asks, "What P Bandai kits should be regular price kits? The kits that even a novice could recognise. Because yeah, there are some pretty obscure kits that make sense as P Bandai, like most of Advance of Zeta.
There should be no P Bandai kits.
There should be no P Bandai. You know what? I got into this hobby when P Bandai wasn't a thing, and you know what? We had all sorts of shit coming out, all sorts. Now all the weird recolors are P Bandai, and it kind of ruins it, to be honest.
All sorts of kits to stick up
Yeah.
your arse.
Yeah, especially in the arse sticking kits. I'd say as a novice, complete noob to it, like just looking through it, like a lot of the Zaku stuff, the recolors with the extra weapon. I don't think that needs to be a P Bandai, does it? That could be normal. That could be a bit cheaper.
No, if you look on like delong.net or something at like previous master grade release histories, you'll see how much stuff they did in the past of that stuff. and now they just don't do it. And any release like that is now just immediately P Bandai. Like, yeah, I'd say the cool recolors of stuff because not everyone has the time to paint and put the time in. So I'd like to see all that.
I mean, they don't have to have this P Bandai. It's just fake scarcity. They could just literally just do a smaller run and be like, okay, cool, here's some stuff.
Yeah,
it's not like they're making a new mold. This is the thing.
Exactly.
They do. There's some super interesting ones. There's the Gundam Exia repair parts one, which seems to have the crossbone cape on it, or some kind of cape. Like that's cool.
So, for example, Exia Repair came out as a Master Grade normal release.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you get the Exia Master Grade Ignition mode, you get all the repair parts.
Right.
So that was before P Bandai, and anyway, like I want stuff that they'd make new molds for, as normal releases. So stuff like the Pale Rider, the Stormbringer, the Cubily Damned, Polypod Ball, all that stuff should be regular releases in my eyes.
Yeah. Open the floodgates, Bandai, you shits.
Yeah, look, like over the break, we took a look at P Bandai kits, and we were like, "Oh my god, this stuff is so cool!" Right? Yeah. Like, and that's we don't get that with normal releases because by design, the normal releases are safer and kind of more boring. Moving on to the next one, just a nerd, Kuna Murphy asks, should the Gundam Mark II have a 3.0? I'll get back to you when I finish the 2.0.
Oh, interesting. When was the 2.0 released?
2005. It was the first. It was the first 2.0 era kit, and it does show its age a bit with its construction, but the design's good. Like,
historically, the Mark II kits have always been pretty good, decent. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a PG.
Yeah, there's a PG Mark II, and as I understand, that's pretty decent as well. Yeah. I mean, Mark II's a hard design to fuck up.
For sure. It's a classic.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to make small buildings dioramas and just smash it all over them.
Blame the Titans.
Yeah.
Stephen Mallon 77 asks, are you looking forward to more Hathaway's Flash kits whenever the movies inevitably release? Yes, because we still haven't had a G Gundam. So
that's true.
You'll find this, Bambi. You can play as the G Gundam in the game, right? We've not had a normal kit of that ever.
Okay. Any reason?
No.
They were waiting for you to join the fandom.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they release it soon.
Thank God you're here.
Thank you.
I know. The Penelope is cool and all, but I want to see more. I like the Messer. I think that if you've not seen it, I'll just get it. The Messer looks like an amazing HG. And it's supposed to be fucking massive as well. It's like the evolution of all those Xeon designs that we've seen in the past.
Oh,
just what a chunkster.
It's got a bit of everything, doesn't it?
Yeah. Even his little backpack, it just looked like tits. Look, scratch builders go wild. I want to see more of that stuff because I've never seen many Hathaway's Flash designs before. So
when is that out though?
It came out.
Oh,
it's out.
No, I'm googling.
Oh no. Callum's about to buy a model.
Oh no, it was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh really?
So yeah, you may have heard of the COVID-19 pandemic. Do I dare click on the link for the Wikipedia COVID-19 pandemic? No.
I had a test for that today. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
I had one of those.
What did you do? Do you have to stick it right up your schnoz?
Yeah, right up my nose and my throat.
You know what? You know what's really unpleasant about those kits, Will? Right? I think we probably did the same one, right? So they make you stick it down your throat first, right? And then you have to shove it up your nose. So all that fucking back of your throat gunk, you have to smell.
Hang on, would you rather stick it up your nose and then down your throat?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. What? Hang on, I can't be the only one who thinks that. The right way round is throat then nose, yeah?
No, it's nose then throat.
Callum, Bambi, what do you think?
I think you're right, Will. Ain't nobody wants to eat their own COVID snot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, Simon.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
You're a bogey-eating freak.
And on that note, that closes us
bogey.
out for this episode of Gunpla Club. And before we go, I want to give a big shout out to Chopamon, who couldn't be with us today, because he is very busy working hard on his game Paradise Killer.
Wishlist it on Steam today.
You should wishlist it on Steam. Give our boy some support because it looks like an amazing game. And as he's crunching for its release, I'm sure we're all waiting to play it. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely.
Really looking forward to that.
It's going to be amazing. So keep working hard, man, if you're listening. And I'm sure you'll be on the next one. Will, what are our socials?
Oh, God. At Gunpla Club on Twitter. At Gunpla
Hold on.
Club.
We
What?
can just do gunplaclub.com.
Oh!
It's all there.
Good
Oh,
idea.
shit. That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gunplaclub.com.
Perfect.
Thanks, Callum.
We've got a website. It's cool.
Yeah, Callum changed the host of the podcast, and gave it a fancy website.
I did, yeah. Sorry to any listeners that had episodes just download for them. That always happens. I don't know. But yeah. We got gunplaclub.com.
Yeah, and you can find us on Twitter and Facebook and on our Discord where we are running that giveaway, and we will do another group build in the future. So watch out for that if you want to get involved in some community action. And thank you, Bambi, for joining us as our first, or one of our first ever guests.
Thank you so much. It's incredibly insightful, and I will be hanging out on your Discord, probably annoying a lot of people with questions as I come
sure
to
you'll be
get into it. Cool. Thank you. It's been awesome.
No worries. And that's us out.
See ya!
Bye.
Should have killed me last year.